Here's another one from, well, actually, no, I'm going to read you this. Anthony. This will make more sense later, maybe. I'm still not sure what I'm going to do tonight. How long do you guys have? Just like read you the book. Okay, I'll split the difference. Anthony was my best friend. I've been trying since I was a kid to explain to people exactly what he was to me. When I was growing up, he wasn't quite my guru or my parent. He wasn't quite a teacher. I usually attempted to describe him by mumbling something that included the word mentor, but I mostly found myself satisfied with this run-on portrait. Anthony met me when I was 9 and taught me everything I know about love and knows me better than anybody, and we still talk almost every single day, even if I'm touring in Japan. And he loves telling the story of one of our first interactions. Soon after he moved in next door to my parents' house, on the quiet road where I grew up in Lexington, Massachusetts. It was a winter night after a big snowfall in our little suburban neighborhood, and he and his wife, Laura, were throwing a dinner party. I ambled across my lawn over to his and started pelting their window with snowballs. I thought it was funny. He did too, sort of. He came to the door. "I want a snowball fight," I said. "I can't," he said, "but I'll get you back later." And he returned to the dinner party, back into the warmth and the fire and wine of the adult world behind him. Then, according to the story, I returned about 20 minutes later and started pelting their giant picture window with snowballs a second time. He came to the door again. "Amanda, what the hell?" "You said you'd get me later," I said. "I'm here to get gotten." "Amanda, it's been like 20 minutes. I meant later, like tomorrow." I don't remember this actually happening, but I know the story by heart because he's told it so many times. I also don't remember the first time I hugged him, but he tells that story too. I was 13, and our relationship had evolved from occasional next-door neighbor snowball enemies to full-on pals, and he claims we were standing in his driveway and something had happened that merited an actual hug. But we had never hugged. And I was, according to him, interested in the idea, but wasn't used to hugging. So I leaned my body against his, he says, like a slowly falling pine tree, letting my head rest on his chest while the rest of my body kept a terrified distance. Anthony and Laura didn't have any children, and I was gradually spiritually adopted. Anthony was a professional therapist and a good listener. I desperately needed someone to listen. And once I'd unloaded all my teenage pain on him, he knew the way to win my trust. He never told me what to do. Instead, he told me stories. Stories about his life, stories about Zen masters, stories about his grandfather. Here's one of my favorites. A farmer is sitting on his porch in a chair, hanging out, and a friend walks up to the porch to say hello, and the friend hears an awful yelping, squealing sound coming from inside the house. "What's that terrifying sound?" asks the friend. "It's my dog," says the farmer. "He's sitting on a nail." "Well, why doesn't he sit up and get off it?" asks the friend. The farmer deliberates on this and replies, "Doesn't hurt enough yet." Through the years, Anthony would tell me this one whenever I was suffering from particularly bad bouts of self-destructiveness. These were pre-cell phone days, and I used to call him from my dorm, from squalid sublets, from boyfriends' apartments, collect from payphones all over Europe the year I backpacked and studied abroad, and I'd leave messages that filled his answering machine and mail him typewritten letters that were too long to stuff into an envelope without bursting the seams. why do I keep doing these things to myself? I'd asked him, moaning about my latest killer hangover, brush with death, lost wallet, or on again, off again, on again relationship with the latest drug-abusing but really good-looking boyfriend. I could hear him smiling through the phone. Oh, beauty, doesn't hurt enough yet. I'd like to bring my guest up. This is Brandon, everybody, from Humans of New York. Humans of New York. So we just had a drink together, and I asked Brendan if he would read one of the passages from the book.
It's the one with the most F-bombs in it.
Sorry.